For me personally, it's hard to believe this is year 4 already. Does any part of you feel like it's flown by so fast and it's just we're already here year 4 just like that?
Ryan, I think what happens, as we get a little older, time flies by. When we were 15, we couldn't wait to get to be 16. It's never going to take place. Then all of a sudden you realize that the years really do fly by, and kind of having time is really not appreciated by the young. So the 4 years at Coastal have gone by exceedingly fast, and you kind of wonder where it's gone. But there's been a lot of work and effort involved with the 3 years we've already had, and we still have another one in front of us.
On that note, have you thought about the future, and do you have an idea how many years you feel up to this and you want to keep going with it? Have you given those thoughts yet?
Well, that's always in the back of my mind, and the reality is I will never, ever go another year if I don't really have the passion for it and believe I continue to have the skill sets for it and have the energy for it. So as long as all those things exist, I'm going to want to continue to coach. And I think there's certainly a point at which, I don't need to be coaching as long as Bobby Bowden, Joe Paterno, or any of those guys coach. But I'll make that decision, frankly, every year.
So no thoughts on a new contract or anything? That hasn't been a topic that's come up?
I don't think there's any need for us to be able to have that conversation. I think if for some reason the university no longer wanted me, I would understand that. There'd be a handshake. I would leave. If I wanted to stay and the university wanted me to, I don't think any of that would be a problem. Frankly, we have a contract, but I don't know if we even need it.
Well, going back to this year, it seems like it's the same story every year now. You picked first in the league, expectations are high. Has that lost any luster, or is that still neat each year that you've gotten the program to that point and everyone sees Coastal Carolina in that light now?
I think it is kind of neat. I think the reality, what everybody recognizes within the program, certainly me, but everybody recognizes this. When they pick us first, or we get a lot of preseason all-conference picks, it's really based on, it's flattering, but it's really based on what we did a year ago. And we appreciate that. But what's going to happen this year, literally what happened last year, has nothing to do with what's going to happen this year. And whether or not we win our conference, whether or not we go to the playoffs, whether or not we have postseason honors, all those things will be dependent upon what we do in 2015. I know that, the staff knows that, our players know that. Now, the fans don't always realize that, but that's the case. So we understand that we're going to have to earn anything we get in 2015.
You're starting camp Monday. What are your biggest questions entering this month of practice?
I think on the offensive line, we lost 3 very, very good guys, an All-American and 2 All-Conference players. So we got to be able to replace those. Pat Covington, our offensive line coach, has always done a good job of developing guys, but that hasn't happened yet, so we still got to see that. We got to replace a lot of guys, especially in the line, on defense, especially at linebacker and the secondary. We've got young guys ready to go there. Clayton Carlin, the defensive coordinator, and defensive staff, are trying to hone our defensive system in a way where we're going to adapt and adjust to the strengths of our players a little bit more. It'll take a little while for our kids to be able to figure that out, but I feel good about where we're headed there. On special teams, we've lost all of our specialists with the exception of our kick returner, but our special team guys are back. So I feel pretty good about the progress we make there. So I'll have a much better idea. You should ask me this question in the middle of August.